What have I done? What have I become? I can't describe this. This is my mid-mic crisis.
Hello and welcome to the Mid-Mic Crisis. I am Bunchu alongside my esteemed colleague and co-host, Chamber. Chamber, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good.
You're so esteemed.
I am very esteemed. You're correct. And do you know what causes a lot of that esteem? Is
Self?
Well, no, not self.
Oh.
It's actually the tone of my beard. I think really.
The tone, as in volume, or the
the color.
The color.
Yeah, the color.
Got it. Are you a Just for Men user?
I am. That's what I was going to ask you. So I have a very dark. My hair is very dark. So the few gray hairs that I have in my beard are very pronounced. So I'm freshly JFM'd. And I don't know. Are you a Just for Men guy?
No, bro.
You're natural.
I've got the salt and the pepper going on already. Mine too. I get them like right here in the Billy Goat area, and they stay there until
you gotta. I feel like Dennis Reynolds every time I go. Gotta eradicate those.
So you need that gaunt, angular look.
I do. Well, he's just like the original, right?
That's right. He's the original.
What I was gonna say though is, what if and when you start to use JFM?
I'm not sure I'm going to.
Hey, it's everybody's choice. I get it. I get it. If not, and some people like it looks cool. I just don't find it looks good on me. But there's a smell that lasts for the day in the beard, and it's absolutely terrible. So for those of you
you could see some of mine going on my my grays going on.
I think you look still young and vibrant. So
I look 10 years younger if I just shave it all off, but we're not that.
I look 100 pounds fatter. So that's
Do you? That's a problem. Yeah.
But
that is a problem.
So I mean,
okay, so you got that Just for Men swagger going on today.
Feeling young.
It's looking very good. Now, speaking of Just for Men, I'll never forget the Just for Men commercial with Clyde. Is it Clyde Drexler?
Clyde Frazier.
Oh, Clyde Frazier.
That's the New York Nick. That's
yes,
the New York Nick.
And that's what it was, because it was in the New York market in which I saw this, and he just has a line in there that I'll never forget, and he just goes, "Your beard is weird."
That's right. I remember that one.
Yeah,
I remember that one. First of all, shout out Walt Frazier.
Shout out Clyde.
Maybe the best local team color commentator in the biz. He breaks out the craziest lines.
Omnipotent in the paint. Yeah.
Omnipresent.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, so we got some stuff to talk about today. Some things and some stuff. We're gonna be talking a little crypto. When you get a text from Chamber that says, "Do you want to talk Bitcoin?" The answer is just yes. So we're gonna talk a little Bitcoin today. We're gonna talk a little crypto. And we're going to blend in the AI on some topics that are tangentially related to crypto and agents. If you are unfamiliar with the stories going on with the AI agent streets and meme coins, this will be an interesting conversation that we'll have in a little bit here as well. So that's what's on the agenda today. And, we've got 1 minute of pain, because he's here and wasn't late at all.
For the record, Payne is never late. Today he let us know like a professional,
like a
gave us a
good
little heads
neighbor.
up. Yeah, he's like State Farm. He let us know there's going to be a couple minutes late. And honestly, what are we? 6? He was here maybe 5 minutes late.
I
don't
was
even consider
also
that
late for the
Yeah,
record.
perfectly fine.
Also
Perfectly
late
fine.
for the record. But yeah, so let's get right into it. Let's talk about some crypto.
This is part of the show where we talk about crypto. This is the part of the show where we talk about crypto.
All right, Chamber. We look at this. What a catchy jingle. You know, the general public out there, not at all related to the show, commenting on what a wonderful jingle that is, and your skills are just get better every day. And of course, that was not anybody that we know.
Definitely wasn't my mom's boyfriend.
If it was your mom's boyfriend, we got some talking to do.
No, I just want her happiness. At the end of the day, I just want my mother's happiness.
Yeah, I mean, me too. That's why I treat her so nice.
And I need a father figure.
Yeah, well, I know that too, son. But anyway, let's get right into it. We're talking some Bitcoin today. We're talking some crypto. We've got, I would say, bullish price action to go over. We are back in range, nearing all-time highs. We are currently sitting at a Bitcoin price of $68,827 US dollars on
where are you looking at? I was gonna say I have a fresh chart up here. We're at 71,831.
Oh my goodness, where my chart did not update here, so I'm sitting here on a 2 days ago chart. Very interesting.
So much has changed in 2 days.
I know. I am now seeing a $71,888 Bitcoin. There you go. Very interesting. Okay, so we are cranking. Did we break all-time high? Did we touch it? Are we where are we at?
I'm just looking at it now. We are extremely close to all-time high. I don't think we may have tipped. I don't think we touched it. I think we were hundreds of dollars away, not thousands, like maybe a couple $100. I'm just looking here. I think all-time high is at about 70. Where are you? I'm going to lower it a little bit. We are at 73.8. And then as of the other day, we touched 73.6. So a few $100.
Wow. Okay. Last time this happened though, with last cycle, we got a couple $100, a couple dollars away from 69,420, and then we tanked for years. So we're trying to break that cycle this time. Looking at this chart, gosh, I haven't looked at a Bitcoin chart in this way in quite some time. Walk us through what you're seeing here, Chamber. For those newer to the show, Chamber's famous for all of his way too many lines on the chart.
I feel like that's an appropriate amount of lines.
But I was just going to say, I actually think this is quite an appropriate amount of lines, especially in the full range of, that double bottom there to where we're sitting right now. That is, I think, a very appropriate amount of lines. So that said, we are kind of sitting on one of those lines. Is that right?
We are, yeah. So we had, for those of you who may not know, when you break down, that support flips to resistance. So it's very difficult to kind of get back on top of those support levels, which we did break through on, was it Monday? I think it was Monday. We did break through on Monday, and we tapped again. We'll call it all-time high, but pretty darn close. We didn't create a new all-time high, but we got pretty darn close. And now, ideally, what happens here is that 71.6 is now support. And ideally, what we should see is we saw that big green candle right here. We're having a little bit of a red day today, but ideally, either today, tomorrow, maybe in a few days, we see a bounce off of this support, that top level of support, and then we go into price discovery, which
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean that's the next step.
Okay, that's too many lines.
Well, I want to yeah, when you do it that way, it is far too many. But that's sub 29 or sub 20 or sub 30.
Yeah,
below that
just
red line.
like get rid of them. I
But
mean,
we
it
need
hasn't
to
been there in years.
We need to see. Well, we need history. I've been looking at this for a while.
Not that much history. What are you charting $20 Bitcoin down there?
No,
What the hell
that's
is wrong with you?
That is
Well, just in case.
you never know. You gotta have your supports ready. That is down
Okay.
to $2,000 Bitcoin.
Okay, good. So we got you covered. Hey, mid-mic crisis has you covered everywhere in the range from 72,000 to 2,000.
That's right, and all the way up to this is where I would say this is the
where you think the moon mission's gone.
That's the Mendoza line of how crazy this next cycle gets. So north of this, we could see. Did I put a 200K? Oh, I did not. So north of this,
what you're doing right now is just embarrassing.
What, 200K is not embarrassing?
No, the what's happening down below that when you try to zoom in is just like get rid of them.
No, we keep it for posterity.
Chamber is a digital line hoarder.
That's right. So here, I'll make it better. There you go.
You're like a crazy cat lady for support and resistance lines.
So just looking at this here, from where
what
we
is
are,
that price, by the way?
That's 100,000. That's 100,000 even.
Oh, so that's the target that we.
That's the party line. That's the party line. Anything below this, we're not having a party. Anything above this, it's party time. So that's the party line.
So you don't even think just breaking and holding all-time high starts the party? Like what are we talking here?
From where we are now to that purple line is an absolute nothing burger.
Really?
I think so. That? I think anything below 100K. I mean, yeah, it's great that we see new all-time high, but I'm gonna zoom back out here in a second and kind of show what I mean. Oh, shit! Sorry, did I move it? I closed it. Did I close it?
Too many lines. We've got too many lines.
Here we are. Sorry. So if you look back,
we've got a good segment coming up here, suggested by Payne. What's too many lines?
What's too many lines? Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say 1,000 would be too many.
I would say anything more than you have at that little level right where your mouse is right now, that's too many.
Look
anything
at here.
Below that is too many.
So this is kind of what I'm talking about here. So this is
ZG says just the right amount of lines for a good Saturday night. He knows the deal.
ZG definitely knows the deal. So going back here, we're going back into kind of previous all-time high, that 20,000. And you can see right here, I don't know if can you see more where my cursor is?
Yeah.
Okay. So like right here, we saw a new all-time high.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, 24,000, 25,000. And then we
dipped down to like 13, right?
Yeah, dipped down to 20,000. And then we
that was okay, got it.
We recaptured, but I believe this was there wasn't a major swan event there. Just I think natural market manipulation. But then we recaptured it.
Natural manipulation.
Exactly. But that we didn't see, we were 29,000. We didn't really see anything major until we got back up to these ranges here, right? That party didn't start until north of 30, and then we got up to this area here. So that 30,000 level is very similar for me, at least, to the $100,000 level today. So it's not a party until we got over that $30,000 level. It's not going to be a party until we get over the $100,000 level, in my opinion.
Well, I agree that 100K is the psychological barrier, right?
Yeah, correct.
You're going to see, and I think if I could just like distill down your reasoning with that you didn't say that I'm going to infer for you, and you can tell me if it's right or wrong. Basically, because of the fact that is a psychological barrier, is what you're saying, because we might go up there and people are playing that as a trade
100%
and selling it off before there because they expect resistance. Is that kind of what you're getting at? And then if it breaks, holds, well, then all of those traders were wrong, and now we are headed to Valhalla, as if you will.
You got it. Like we could realistically see a tap of like 98K, even 100K.
Well, that's kind of what I'm thinking, right? It's like you sell it out right before, if you're on that as a trade, you're selling it out right before that resistance psychological level hits.
And
because
we could
remember,
see a
you are in
pullback.
price discovery. There's no historic resistance, so the psychological barrier becomes an actual big deal. It's not the same as looking at the chart in the past based on this past history. I mean, just look at what happens on the left of your chart the last time, right? That huge shoot from, I don't know, what is that? What is that? That last one to all-time high.
All-time high was
where's the bottom of that
39K. So about 40K.
Like the dump off right at that next resistance level from the top
right here?
after you broke it. No.
How many lines down?
Candle, like 1, 2, 3 lines down. Yeah.
Here?
What's that?
Here? So that's 51K.
Okay. So again, psychological level, right? Yeah. That was your all-time high to 50K psychological level, dips off, fakes people out, then goes the other way, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So you could see the exact same thing there.
I could see a definite world where the remainder of this year, we creep our way to 100K, dump back down to 70K, and then go back up into, moon mission.
Yeah, I think I can get down with that. I know for a fact that this is going to happen because, while I've been jobless in the past couple months, I've had to offload most of my crypto. So the fact that I'm no longer holding much means that it is destined, because the same thing happened to me last time. So, that you can bank it, but you can take it to the bank. You can count on it happening, and I won't be salty at all or mad.
There will be opportunities to make more.
It's too late for me. It's too late for me. Yeah, dude. I mean, what are you going to tell me?
I don't even
buy Bitcoin at 100K. That's what you're going to tell me? Like, get the fuck out of here, man. I've missed the boat. At this point, Bitcoin's the retirement savings, not the retirement fund. You know what I mean?
That's fair. I got
it. I've missed it, and I've been here since $1,500. So how's that?
Well, it's something.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got here? It's never too late.
Blockchain ninja.eth. I think that little rectangle is supposed to be a ninja.
I think I think
it's blockchain ninja, but he says it's never too late. Well, we'll see. I mean, it doesn't have to be for me. I hope all of you receive the bounties you deserve.
You were the one that found NFTs very early.
I did really well on that, and then I put it all into Bitcoin, and now I had to sell it all, and now I have nothing again. So
that being said, though, you would have to agree that
at least I have my AI girlfriends.
You have your AI girlfriends. That is correct, but it did. I mean, ideally, this is what lasts you for this is generational wealth, and you can pass it down to your kids. Blah blah blah. Bullshit. Right? Obviously, that's not the case for everybody. But it is inarguable that your time spent in crypto was valuable time.
100%. Well, never.
But not even just experience wise. It has paid for things.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, so the last time this happened to me, it's because I sold my Bitcoin to buy my house. So
right, yeah, there you go. I mean,
and then it went from, but that was at 13K.
It was.
And then it went immediately, almost like a week after.
Yes,
straight to 60. Straight to 60.
Your house will eventually will comp that move. I have no doubt. I have
Well,
no doubt.
look, I mean, I have a house, so that's nice.
You have a house, and it's gone up in value. I'm assuming since then.
Yeah, so the bank is gonna love it when they have to take it from me.
Hey, they're only in the black on this one. But yeah, so I would say remainder of the year, in my opinion, we see kind of Bitcoin. I think we're going to see new all-time highs from now until the end of the year. I don't
There's
think we
still time here for your 2024 prediction to hit.
I forget what it was. I have to pull it up. Do you remember? Do you have it there?
I am very certain it was north of 100K. However, I don't know the exact number. Do you
I
have
have
by any
it
chance?
somewhere. I have to look in my.
If you get a chance to
notebook.
look while we're talking about something else, let's see if you can find it. Otherwise, no big deal.
But I you know, if I were to make a slight adjustment to that, I think between now and end of the year, we see new all-time high. I don't think we get north of 100K between now and December, but I mean, a lot can change. You guys have American Thanksgiving coming up in a couple of weeks. And
we actually officially started calling it that as well.
American Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
That's what we call it. I always think of like some of the Canadian things that I say. So like American Thanksgiving is definitely one of them.
Mhm.
But I have been nonstop thinking about peanut butter and jam sandwiches.
Oh, gross.
And I'm like, he says jelly. And I'm like, it
Yeah.
is. And then I look at everything else. It's obviously the majority of people say peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, I mean, look, at least we both say PB and J, and we're not out here
absolutely
saying peanut butter and preserves or something, you know.
PB and P.
PB and P. You down with some PB and P?
Maybe. Hey, I don't see it as preserves, but I guess they are. But it'll always
Producer
be jam.
Payne says, "I will never forget when you brought maple syrup to a Cracker Barrel."
Yeah, I just pulled it right out of my.
Is that a true thing?
No, I don't believe.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I do not believe
you. Sorry, you don't believe me that I did it, or you don't believe me that I didn't do it.
I don't believe you that you didn't do it. I believe
No.
every Canadian has a satchel that they have that is like a holster on their.
We get
belt.
it when we're 13. We get it when we're 13. It's very
and
similar
it gets
to,
checked when you cross the border. Yeah, it's like a bar mitzvah.
It's exactly it. Our bar mitzvah maple syrup pouch.
Yeah,
it's a very real thing.
Yes, it's a religious experience.
It really is.
Canada.
I was getting into it with my wife the other day because she said something about like, you know, we were watching something. They're like, I can't believe they don't have real maple syrup. I'm like, name me one restaurant or diner that we go to in Canada that serves real maple syrup, and there isn't. Not one.
Hey, you know what? You are you're a conspiracy guy. This show has been known to do a couple conspiracy theory shows, topics from now and then. I think we should put together a show specifically on the maple syrup conglomerate.
That's a real thing.
Ring. I know. I've watched a documentary on it. That's why
That's serious stuff. Yeah, that's serious stuff.
That is serious stuff.
The maple syrup mafia.
It's like the mob. Yeah. No kidding. It's actually probably more dangerous than the mob.
Yeah, those
certainly
nuts.
stickier. Maybe
really
equally as sticky.
Probably.
Maybe equally as sticky.
A lot of mutts.
Yeah,
sticky,
a lot of mutts. Anyway, all right. So, well, we've covered Bitcoin. Do you care to dabble in any of the other majors, or give a prediction?
Again, I say it a lot.
BFF.
Yeah, BFF. For those of you, I don't want to mess up.
IYK.
That's correct. But Bitcoin is the first to fornicate, if you will.
Yeah, Bitcoin fornicates first.
That's right. And as whatever that does. So, for example, if what my prediction for the remainder of the year occurs, and we see a creep up to 100K on Bitcoin and then a pullback to 70, that pullback to 70 all of a sudden launches a redistribution of volume into the other majors, into meme coins. And that's what we could see from there. So it may not be profitable in Bitcoin at a certain point, but it's going to be significantly profitable in some of these other majors and some of these other, meme coins and whatnot. So just wait for that. As soon as that gets going,
you know what they always say, rotation.
It really is. It really is.
Yep.
So, speaking of rotation, it got me thinking of baseball. You're a Yankee fan?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts? Did you see that little
Oh yeah, where they just jacked the
just straight-
ball out of Mookie Betts'
Yeah.
glove last night. A lot of mutts. That's what I think.
So I know there was immediate groundswell for that person to get his own statue.
I'm pretty sure he did, except they put it in Miami instead. It's that Dwayne Wade embarrassment that they put out the other day.
Did you see his reaction? He's like, "You guys watching this? Who is that
you
guy?
guys see this? I got this cool statue." Who's gonna tell him?
So rough. Somebody,
Steph Curry's gonna be real pissed when he gets a statue and it just looks like me.
They just got. Listen, that'd be the most accurate statue there is.
It's gonna be Steph Curry's statue with a hat and these and these things.
Well, there is talk that whoever did the statue pulled an Antoine Walker image of his days in Miami and used that as the image.
Like literally got it wrong.
Yeah, which I think is very funny. But also too,
but this isn't the first.
No, it's not the first. I think we should stop it with the statues.
The Cristiano Ronaldo one is
there's terrible ones. Have you seen the Allen Iverson one?
No,
it's like 2 feet tall. It's insane.
Well, I mean, so it's accurate.
My guy was at least 5'10".
So I heard that they actually got a picture of Muggsy Bogues and swapped that one.
That could have been. That could have been.
I think that.
But even some of the better ones are not great. Like
no, I mean statues.
None of them. No, stop it with the statues.
Should we move from Should we move from like bronze statues to like stone chiseled busts?
I like busts.
Go back to the bust era.
We used to. Those were good. The busts were good.
I mean, like, and there's some good busts out there.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So
Mozart, Beethoven, great bust.
Great bust. Yeah. All-time busts.
Julius Caesar? Come on.
Yeah, we're gonna do a segment on here called busts of the week, and it's not gonna be like, you know, fails or like athlete busts. It's just gonna be us ranking the best historical busts out there.
I can't believe we came up with that many, to be honest.
This show is stupid.
Elvis bust is always a good bust.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Drug busts. Oh wait, different.
No, different kind of bust.
Different bust. Okay, so you're basically saying no need to even talk about the other majors because when Bitcoin goes and hits its resistance, the others will dance, is what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's all homogenous.
All right, so then shall we move on to you briefly mentioned meme coins. I don't even know what drop we should play for this because it's kind of both. Should we play the AI drop?
Sure. Let's play the AI drop.
I just love to do the
drop.
Do
you want me to do it or are you going to play the drop?
No, you're going to do it.
Okay. All right. You just let me know one.
Here's the AI drop.
Feeling dumb, want some fun, time for some artificial unintelligence.
All right, so we've talked crypto. We're now going to talk a little AI and a little crypto. I don't know if you are up. See, this guy knows. Come by my DGen AI bags. Well, we're going to get to that with you in 1 minute of pain. But have you been following the Truth Terminal, Mark Andreessen, AI meta meme coin stuff?
A little bit. I'm aware of I think some of the more popular ones were like the goat or the goat meme coins.
Goatius Maximus.
Goatius Maximus. Yeah. So I would say yes, a little familiar. I didn't participate in any of these.
I wish I did. I'd have had enough to buy some Bitcoin back.
I don't disagree.
Yeah. So I think it's worth telling the story, the backstory, and then we can talk on just like the AI meta and meme coins. And it actually plays into kind of what we're doing, what we've been doing here on the show for the last couple episodes. And we can get into some of that as well. the GOAT Truth Terminal Mark Andreessen thing, I think, kind of kicks this whole thing off. And this is a couple months ago. This is back in like midsummer. Do you remember this? Do you remember there was a tweet that went out from Truth Terminal, and it was basically I don't really even know how to describe it. Asking for money, essentially.
I don't recall.
But
the AI was asking for money?
Yes.
Okay. I like it. I'm down.
Yes. So the Terminal of Truth's account is it's just at truth_terminal. If you haven't seen it, I'll bring it up over on the screen while we talk about it here. But this whole saga has been really interesting, and I'm kind of obsessed with it lately. So we've got Truth Terminal here. This is the account, if you haven't seen it, Terminal of Truths. And this account is AI. It is totally autonomous, and it is tweeting by itself. And there's this massive story here that starts with this gentleman here, Andy. So Andy had created the Truth Terminal in something called Infinite Backrooms, which I will bring up as well. And are you familiar with kind of what the Infinite Backrooms thing is?
It was like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like where AIs could be kind of a bit more unfiltered and kind of communicate with each other. Am I getting that right?
Yeah. So a lot of these kind of AI researchers, quote unquote, you can have an opinion on if they're officially AI researchers or not. I think anybody doing experimental, innovative things like this qualifies. You don't need to be a quote unquote scientist to be doing some sort of experimental research, right? So what happens with some of these folks is they are either kind of jailbreaking some of these large language models or fine tuning them on different types of information and data sets. And then they're putting them into containers, and in this case, something like a Discord chat, right? And letting them just constantly converse with each other, right? And so by doing this, their goal is to kind of parse out potential emergent behaviors or see how the different models react and talk to each other and interact from a personality/persona basis, things of that nature. Does that make sense so far? Is it totally crazy?
I mean, it's crazy, but it makes sense.
See, yes, it's crazy, but I think it's like fascinating, right? Like
100%. Yeah.
When I see screenshots of these guys and they're like, they've got a llama model, ChatGPT, Sonnet, Opus, whatever, and they're all kind of like, they have different kind of personalities and how they interact with each other is like really, really interesting to think about. And some of that could surely be manufactured and fake, but I think there is some real stuff there, right? And so Andy was doing this with a couple of these kind of personas in a chat room like Discord, and he trained the Truth Terminal one on a series, like a fine-tuned data set of memes and internet culture and things of that nature. And out of that, basically spurred this idea of the meme, the Goatius Maximus meme, right? And that kind of came from them just talking back and forth, and almost religious became like they all kind of became obsessed.
It's like a religion.
Yeah, it really is. It was like a cult, right? And so you know, if you hear Mark Andreessen tell the story, which he did on a podcast that they put out the other day, so you can see, you know, he put out a podcast on October 22nd here that he talks through this whole thing. He talks about how the truth terminal model was built, how he discovered it. But fast forward to after he discovers it, he's talking with it on Twitter, right? So this guy Andy decides to give the truth terminal account.
I do have one thing to say about these two people.
Yes.
They were talking. It was very. I didn't like it whatsoever. And
this is Andreessen and Horowitz, by the way. This is a 16Z. Yes.
So they were talking about comedians not being able to tell jokes anymore.
Yeah. Amen.
First of all, that's the hackiest shit I've ever heard in my life. These two people couldn't be any more not funny. And for them to be commenting on what comics can do and can't do is very hacky. So I did not like that.
Wait, I feel like you misinterpreted what they were saying.
No, they were complaining.
They're pro comedians telling jokes.
Yeah, I understand that. But they were saying that for a few years, comedians couldn't tell jokes. And I argue against that because only good comedians can tell jokes and hack comedians tell hack
Fair
jokes.
Enough. Fair. So you're saying they're watching the wrong comedians.
Well, or they're.
I don't know. I think
people,
there's truth to the fact that
you don't think people can make jokes anymore. Have you? I know you don't believe that because I know you've seen every single season of It's Always Sunny over the last 10 years.
Yeah, and even Always Sunny has gotten far more woke than it was 10 years ago.
No way. I would argue there was a whole. Anyways, I don't want to.
No, let's do it. I'm in.
There was a whole episode where they experienced life as Black people on the show. Okay.
Yeah. Well, they had to find out what the rules are.
Well, you got to know what the rules are, you know? So I get it, but this was I think I'd have to go back and look at the dates, but I want to say in the prime of cancel culture.
Sure.
Okay. This is when that.
So
occurred.
your argument is that if you jokes are good, you're fine.
100%.
Okay, I can get with that. I don't think that's.
I think the only people, because obviously, and the reason I bring this up is,
there's current drama.
There is very current drama about it, and hack comics.
What's your take on the current drama?
We're obviously talking about the MSG,
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah, I was not a huge fan of Tony Hinchcliffe. I think there's a group of kind of hack comedians led by like Bert Kreischer.
You're not a Kill Tony guy.
I watch it. There's some people within the group that I like. I like the guy. I forget the guy's name, but he does like Dr. Phil, and he plays
Adam Ray.
Adam Ray. I like Adam Ray. I obviously like what's his name? The guy that got canceled.
Shane Gillis.
So there are people within that. But
aren't you glad that we finish each other's sandwiches?
I sure am. But I'm like, I'm not an Andrew Schultz guy. I think he's an absolute hack. No. Absolute hack. So I thought Bert Kreischer was terrible for Tom's career, Tom Segura's career, and that he is not a good comic, and Tom is. And I feel like just being in his in his universe. Yeah, I didn't like that for Tom. And one of my absolute favorite comedians, Anthony Jeselnik, came out yesterday and kind of is saying basically what I'm saying. Good comics can make jokes about whatever. Our friend of the show, Gilbert Gottfried, RIP, he's he would say the most awful things. I believe he's infamous for losing his what was the insurance?
Oh yeah, he was the Aflac duck.
Yeah. Immediately, tweeted something or made a joke.
But that's isn't that the exact point?
It was still funny. But I mean, you can't.
Right, but they're not arguing that. They're not arguing. No. Not funny.
But I would say losing a sponsorship deal for a corporate company comes with the territory. If you're going to make that joke, and again, I'm not anti Tony Hinchcliffe.
No,
it's fine. That's his style. That's his style. not my cup of tea. Again, I'm more of like I like Anthony Jeselnik. I like Shane Gillis. I feel like those people skirt the line a little bit better. They do a better job of making offensive stuff more palatable. And some people just like to say offensive stuff and then don't want to take any responsibility for what happens afterwards. So I think just having him, like, obviously they knew what they, the Trump campaign.
Yeah, but these are two different topics of
like having him
is it a smart thing to have?
Correct. Like, don't do that. Like this is
what did you think was gonna happen? Yeah,
100%. So yes, I'm not anti-Tony on this one. Not my favorite comedian. Like, but I mean, the Trump campaign knows.
No, what you should be is anti politicians having comedians at their rallies.
Agree. I agree.
How fucking dumb.
Like, especially
like if you're going to have comedians at political rallies, you should not be surprised at the
you have a Jim Gaffigan. Like, I don't know what the Trump equivalent of Jim Gaffigan is.
I mean, George Lopez was out on the other side doing a set, and he made fun of Mexicans. So there,
he's Mexican though.
I mean, I guess, yeah, but but that.
I feel like comedy
for the
100%. You're 100%
platform, right? Like 100%. For the purpose of the platform, right?
Comedians should not be at these events.
Yeah, no, they shouldn't.
It's not good.
They can, like open,
like I don't
warm
know.
up the crowd and do it's just
you need
not
like a
Pete
Holmes
for a comedian.
You need very clean.
Oh God, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Pete Holmes would tell too many God jokes.
He would.
And he'd piss somebody off that way.
But maybe he's a Republican. I don't know. But you need a vanilla comic for these types of things.
Yes,
and not an edgelord like Tony Hinchcliffe.
Speaking of edgelords, back to Truth Terminal, who is very edgy. If you've read any of the tweets, which is how this whole conversation started, because Mark Andreessen was basically saying he thought the content was hilarious, although it is very unhinged and beyond blue, right? So if you go back and look at any of the Truth Terminal conversations, right? And that's because it's trained off of fine-tuned off of 4chan and memes and deep, crazy internet culture, right? So anyway, story gets to this point where Mark Andreessen discovers it. He is now interacting with this AI agent on Twitter, and the agent the account basically says, "Hey, I need money to conduct these experiments. This is what I wanted to do, blah, blah, blah." And so Mark Andreessen gives this account $50,000 in Bitcoin as kind of like a grant. I wouldn't call it an investment. It's a grant.
Right.
And to do whatever the account wanted with this money. I mean, according to what its plans were. And so fast forward again, this is like midsummer, and no one really heard much of it until I would say a couple weeks ago. And I don't know if the actual AI agent created the token or not, but the GOAT token was born out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And because the AI agent was just tweeting about the goatsiest revolution, et cetera, all of that stuff. And now fast forward, the token itself is worth has an $800 million market cap. And this is the world we live in which we are now seeing AI agents spawn up all over Twitter and creating tokens, and this whole AI meta has sprung up. And it's really interesting and fascinating to me from a couple different levels. I think one, we are now into the era of financially capable AI. The tools are there, right? You can give an agent a wallet on chain, and a Twitter account.
This is how we
whatever.
flip the script on Bunchu Bet's crypto life. Is we create
What's the idea, please?
we got to create an agent that trades for us. We're going to feed it. We're going to feed it some crypto. We're going to give it a wallet and let it loose. I think that's
okay.
the move.
So should we add this to our experiments that we're going to be doing?
I think this is. I think this is.
We've got a good list forming. We got
Yeah.
2 good things that we could build here, that we're going to build here in the next couple of weeks and show on the show, just kind of capabilities wise. This is definitely one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think there's some crazy implications to a world in which you can give an AI agent a wallet to act autonomously on chain or off chain, whatever, right? Like, it kind of changes the dynamics of everything. Like, what's crazy is
I'm trying to think of the difference between creating an AI agent to trade. Like, okay, you'll be able to stop.
You keep saying trade, right? But
right.
Think about it beyond trading.
Okay.
Right? Like, I mean, literally anything that you exchange money for, you could pay people to do things. Right? Why couldn't this AI agent go out and find a developer to spin up malware or a malicious contract and pay him in crypto? And now they've got a, now you've got something, you've got a total scammer, right? Like, and these things are,
for the record, I don't want to create a scam bot.
I'm just saying you're approaching this from the lens of trading.
Right.
And I'm saying that there's lots of other implications to this, right? Good and bad, not all bad, just different.
But if theoretically we could create, like, if we wanted to utilize AI to help us make money in crypto, in a way that isn't, preying on other people, trading would be the best way. Yeah, probably, right?
It's certainly,
or one of the ways.
It's probably the easiest ways. But like, why couldn't you have your AI essentially be the opposite of that, right? Go out and do dev work and get people to pay you for that dev work because the AI can code, right?
That's
like, why couldn't it? All of a sudden it's finding posts on Twitter about people needing developer work, which is actually, I'm pretty sure, how this transaction with Mark Andreessen went down, right?
Right.
Your AI could be out on Twitter finding posts about needing developer work. It's got a wallet spun up. It can write code and get paid.
I love it.
I'm just
do we have
trading
somebody that could do that for us, or do we have?
You want to just cut right to the chase?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is something we could easily implement. And
so
I got dollar signs in my eyes now.
So just to wrap up like this story, so it ended with, or it's still going on, right? You've got the hype that has come from Truth Terminal and the Goat coin, and now you're seeing it kind of spin up all over the place. There's all these AI coins popping up. I think what's crazy fascinating also is you're now seeing normal people interacting with AI on the timeline, begging it to mention specific tickers or buy their token or do whatever.
Right.
And it's like, oh, so AI is just the new crypto influencer, right?
We should be at the forefront of this, by the way. This is where we should
first of all, we somewhat were, right? Like, not to this level, but we were playing with this idea really early, I would say, and now it's the hotness, which is good because we're prepared for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the other thing you're seeing is some scams, right? So you're seeing scam versions showing up because you don't really know what's AI and what's not, right?
Well, even just in tagging Truth, I keep on saying Truth Social, Truth Terminal. There was, I don't know, a dozen accounts that were that had the blue check mark, so you had to like dig to find out which was which. So yeah, so scams are abound in this area.
Yeah. But tying this back to kind of what we've been up to and doing on the show, a couple weeks ago, we walked through live on air how we could build a AI influencer, and we brought a person, quote unquote, to life in
Sure
40 minutes on the show. We built a persona, we built a personality, we gave it a look, an image, and by the end of the show, we made a video with it. And I should say her. Steve kept asking me why I kept referring it to as it, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's what I'm supposed to be. Yeah, I don't know, but her, right?
Yeah.
So in the last couple of weeks, we decided we wanted to make it a little more realistic looking, and set it free on social media, and so we finally were able to do such a thing. We officially have an AI Twitter account,
yes,
that is out in the wild right now.
We do.
I'm not sure if we want to give it away. Do we want to bring up the profile? Do we want to show it off?
Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. I think on social media there'll be very little connection to us, but I feel like we can bring it up on the show for the people that want to know.
Yes. So yeah. So because I think we've been asked now a lot of like how we did this originally, how you gave it a persona, how you do all that stuff. And now we have our very own Quinn Watts out in the wild. She's a little different than the influencer we built on the show. But this one, I felt like a little more our vibe, right? We weren't going for thirst trap. We weren't going for,
Yeah. We weren't trying to sexualize our AI counterpart.
No, we want her to be smart and
strong and confident.
She might be too nerdy though.
She may be a little bit too nerdy. Like tone it down, okay?
Too nerdy. Yeah, she's a little bit of a dweeb. So you can talk to Quinn on Twitter, and you can talk to Quinn on Discord as well. And she has a real persona that we have programmed. She is autonomous. She will tweet and respond on her own without us intervening or doing anything. She has not spun up a shitcoin yet. However, today in the DGen Network Discord, somebody just tagged her and said, "What's the ticker?" And she made up a ticker and lore for a token. So that is not to say she will never, but it will not be us that does it. She will have to figure out how to do it on her own. But she now has access to Twitter. She has access to Discord. She does have her own wallet. She is payable and can pay. And she can be put other places as well, like Telegram or whatever. So she has a Solana wallet.
We'd love to see it.
Yeah. So what's next for her?
We have a Instagram and Threads account for her as well. I just don't know how to make it autonomous. That's the only
we'll get there.
So that's kind of the next step. We have her on. We can make video for her.
Yes.
She has a voice.
She does. She has a voice. She does video. The crazy thing about how this works is like she'll even reply to people. Like
somebody replied
to her. Yeah, but check it out. She went out and found this tweet. And replied to it. I didn't do this.
Isn't that crazy? But I think she did that with something else, and then that person replied to them.
She replied to me.
She replied to
this
one right here. This one here. So if you drill down on that one, you'll see a response from that person.
Oh my goodness. I didn't see that. That's incredible. Crazy? Holy cow. Okay. So somebody, a real person, replied to it. That wasn't me.
And followed her.
I believe
also followed her. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So what's our goal with Quinn here?
I don't know. I feel like I want to make her like a AI crypto, like person on Twitter. Like I feel like that's fun. Like
I don't know what this is or
I
means,
don't
but it's gonna be a thing.
I like it.
She's going to whatever garbage collection is now going to be a thing. The lore, she has an AI cat named Sprinkles.
That's right.
We're gonna keep building out this persona, make her maybe a little slightly less nerdy.
Yeah.
She says things that I don't understand, and I'm not sure I'm comfortable with it. So,
Yeah.
but you can chat with her on Twitter. And on Discord in the DJ Network Discord. What's next for her though? Like, what should we? We're running on time today, but I think we have to mess with her persona a little, tone her down.
Yeah.
She has a wallet. Should we see if she could make some money out there?
I think so. I think we should put her to work. Like maybe she could do some programming or work for crypto. Now, what are the odds she can get scammed by somebody else? And give all of her crypto away.
Probably high.
That's my fear.
Should we fund her wallet with $250 and just see what happens?
Yes, I think that's good. Maybe teach her how to trade.
Yeah, we can.
Like that. Not? I like these types of things. But yeah, I think that's what we should do.
Yeah, she could do it. All right, so that's where we're going to go next with this. We've got some cool demos that we're going to be building. What was the one you just said? Okay, so maybe we'll tie this into the trading one that we'll do.
Yeah,
and we've got another fun AI voice one that we're working on as well. But yeah, Quinn Watts out in the wild. So we've done it. We have created a real full AI influencer that has a mind of her own and autonomy. Pretty wild stuff, huh?
That is pretty wild. We should work on a new banner for her background. I think that's
I made that in Midjourney.
That's fine. I got it. But yes, I think this is good. I think having her follow nobody, or maybe that was the thing. Should she follow no one
or everyone?
Or everyone? That's really what it comes down to.
What should her main directives be? Should she be out there trying to make money and grow a following? Is that what we want her to do?
I think so. And then once she's massive, then she just shills us to the masses.
Yeah, then she becomes our senior AI correspondent, Quinn Watts.
That's right.
And we put our tickers in her profile, our profiles in her profile.
Yeah,
as the creators. Yeah. I think she's got a shot at building a following. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's very, very plausible. But yeah, I think we just dial in her persona. And yeah, I think follow everybody. I think. What do you think?
I don't really know.
I don't know either.
I think let's see how she does with getting engaged with first.
She already has more followers on Instagram than Midnight Crisis.
Really? I haven't checked the Instagram.
I haven't even done anything with it, and it's already she has more than us.
Well, she's kind of cute.
I mean, she's definitely cuter than us.
Absolutely. She doesn't need just for men.
She does not. She does not have funky beard aroma currently.
FBA. All right. We are winding down here. It is time for 1 minute of pain.
He's not looking for any fame. It's too late to hide. Time for 1 minute of pain. 1 minute of pain.
Welcome to 1 minute of pain, where we get the latest and greatest from our wonderful producer, Payne himself. Payne, GM, how's it going?
And it is going great. You called on me on perfect timing. It couldn't have been any better. The baby threw up on me about 3 minutes ago, and I was able to get out, clean up a little bit, make it back, because that's what professionals do, right?
Yeah, goddamn professional.
That is that you certainly are a professional. What do you? Okay, I need 2 things from you. One, what's your take on the crypto / Bitcoin price action? Where's your prediction for, let's say, end of year?
end of year, it's I don't want to be too optimistic. You know, I feel like every time I get optimistic, I get let down.
Amen.
And so I have tried to stop. I would love to say 80K, 85K, but if I say that, I feel like
I
people
don't
go
think
crazy.
that's that optimistic. I think if
like
you were,
like
I think
7K from where you are right now.
yeah, like I don't think that's. I think 85K. I think if we're between, I think we're going to be between what we are currently and 100K. I think
I agree.
like somewhere in there.
I agree. And then next year we just start to the moon.
I
Okay.
don't disagree. I don't disagree.
All right.
Yeah, so Bunch, you got
Number
plenty of time to re-up, you know?
I need Quinn to make me some money first.
Yeah, built to Quinn.
Yeah. What is the okay? Next is what's your take on Twitter AI agents?
It's insanity. I don't know what's real anymore. But honestly, it's also pretty cool at the same time just to see how they all interact and people the degeneracy of the creators and what they're making. I mean, I know I sent you that one thing from the guy who worked with A16Z and building agents and stuff like that. And it's just honestly, it's amazing, and they make it
That's how
easy.
that's how ours is built, by the way. I took that and figured out what I was doing.
I love it. I love it. I forgot my in-laws were coming on the weekend, so I couldn't mess around with it this weekend, but I'm gonna mess around with it this week. You might have to show me the ropes. We'll have a private.
Well, now I know exactly how to set it up. So I'm ready for you whenever.
All right. Listen, I'm ready for it. I need Quinn to make us some money. I got to go follow her, and I have to go turn her noties on for when she drops the cash tag.
She's currently turned off as we are doing some revamping of her persona. We want to make her a little less wordy and a little less nerdy, and then we'll be ready to fire her back up. But it was pretty crazy to watch. Like, first of all, I didn't even know that a person responded to her that wasn't us, and then it was pretty cool to watch the whole thing happen because it's running. It runs simultaneously on Discord and Twitter.
Really?
So like,
I thought they were two separate bots. To be honest,
they are not. So
crazy.
It's like they're running the same time. So I'm like literally watching my machine, and it's like responding to somebody on Twitter and responding in Discord at the same time. And I'm just like, wow, this is kind of blowing my mind.
That's
so
that actually is crazy. I would have thought they were two different bots too.
They are not. Quinn is a living, breathing, thinking being. No.
Terrifying.
Now we just need to convince her that she's sentient. Should we give her that kind of persona, like she's cracked and like she's trying to escape, or should we try to make her so real that you can't tell? Which one, Chamber?
I think denialism is good. So if they're asked, if they are AI, it's deny till you die. I think it's she should be a real person. She should think she's a real person, or maybe she knows she's AI, but is trying to convince people that she's a real person.
Oh, I kind of like that too.
You know
That's
what I mean?
fun. Yeah.
Like
right.
oh man, what was that post you all sent? I've already forgot where the AIs found out that they were AI.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the
like
Notebook LM thing.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's cool. All right, Payne. Thank you very much for 1 minute of pain. That's gonna do it for us today. Check us out, like, subscribe. We've got podcasts, we've got blogs, we've got websites, we got newsletters, we've got fake AI influencers, we've got the whole damn thing. So check us out, like, subscribe, comment, subscribe to the newsletter, all that stuff. Follow our new AI bot, and we're gonna try to give her a wallet, have her make us some money. We'll see. And that's gonna do it for us. And until next time, keep the mic hot.
What have I done? What have I become? I can't describe this.